104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here. Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wasp! I am a wasp!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good
morning, everyone.
Houston, Texas. It's Wednesday, January the 8th of 2025 at 6:02 a.m. and we're ready for hump day. Halfway through the work week, first week back to reality.
34 degrees right now. Woo! It's
Really,
brisk.
Ryan, Eric, Foster, Kay, and Sam, and I'm so cold I'm not taking my hat off. I'm going to see how long I can go with my headphones over my hat.
It was warmer today than the first 2 days.
It did feel a little bit warmer.
a
smidge
Less
by
wind.
like 2 degrees. Oh, yeah. That's,
I think
Barley.
the not having as much moisture in the air, that makes all the difference in
Like
the
I
world.
used to go to college in Chicago downtown.
oh,
And
God.
I'd get up to do like a radio college show at like 5. I'd get there at 5. And think about, basically you could just hear like 4 blocks of Chicago. Wow. And I'm like, I'm getting up this early, and it's like walking
like
and just the
negative
pins.
10?
the needles in your face.
It's about the wind. The wind is just killing you. I'm like, this is awful.
Wait, is that why they call it the Windy City?
No, it's because of the politicians. Bunch of windbags.
Oh, is that the
For
real
real?
reason?
Yeah.
Yeah, you learned that on the little ferry
we were on.
cruise. Is that what you go on?
You guys, you guys were on that cruise a couple times. You've heard it a billion times.
Yeah, but I tune out.
But it is windy. But
Really?
it is windy because you're in the city and it hits the building, so you do feel that. But it's not because of
Really?
yeah,
Yeah, the
I really
blowhard,
thought
the
it's 'cause of the
blowhard
wind.
politicians.
like in 1920 or
God.
something or something.
So that's it.
Well,
huh?
actually, on that cruise we went on when we were on, I've only done that once with you guys when we've gone to Chicago. The lady was
tour?
talking about the Great Fire of Chicago, and there was there's a rumor it was started by this cow that knocked over this kerosene can and set the whole city on fire, blah, blah, blah. And I told that lady, I said, you know what's so crazy? For all of my years of getting manicures and pedicures since I was like 20, there was a color that OPI is a very popular nail brand you've seen in the grocery stores. OPI has had a beautiful fall color called Mrs. O'Leary's Barbecue for years.
Lord.
And I never knew what it was about until she told us a story of Mrs. O'Leary's cow kicking the kerosene can and starting the Chicago fire.
Is it a true story or is that an urban myth?
She said it was an urban myth.
That's how
Yeah, they did
She
say it
said
was
the
an
cow
urban
was
myth.
not the reason for the fire.
Yeah.
That was just Bob's excuse. He had a lantern and he was doing something bad or something, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, the cow did it, man. It wasn't me. I wasn't smoking crack back here."
Yeah,
Oh my
flicking a
God.
cigarette, losing some ashes.
Oh my God,
Although-
flicking a cigarette.
It was probably not the best thing for the city, but it made the city a lot easier to
Accessible.
Navigate.
Because they laid it out
Burned
more
it
like a
down?
grid, didn't they?
Yeah, the grid's a lot easier. I mean, you can live in that city in 2 weeks. You mastered it. Like downtown here, I'm like,
I know. Can we talk about
But
downtown
also-
here? I don't know the grid.
there's
a-
easy because I got.
But
not a
Chicago
grid.
is so weird because it has an under city and an over city. They have the under freeway and the over freeway. So, like, you could possibly drive a whole quarter of
Like
the city
lower Wacker Street.
on the lower.
Basically, they filmed Batman movies.
Yeah, the dark.
There's the Batmobile.
They need to do something that makes it look dark looking. Huh.
It definitely looks like Batman.
I really do need a cheat sheet card, even though I'm born and raised Houstonian, for the grid of downtown, because I can't tell you what Leland Cross is. What does Leland Street cross with? Polk? I don't know.
I'm so bad at it because
I have no
You
idea.
know what I mean? Like you said to your point, Eric, in Chicago, you can navigate the grid. If you lived in New York City, you'd navigate the
'Cause you're
grid with
down
the
there a
numbers
lot.
and whatever.
Well, part of the
But
problem.
I don't get, okay, I know Capitol and Texas cross. And no, Capitol and Texas are parallel to each other, but then what runs sideways with them? Like Prairie, Texas, and Capitol, I believe, are parallel, and then Bagby runs across them, but that's the most I can tell you.
But part of the problem is they take these old farm roads.
You grew up here.
And,
And I grew up here.
They just put concrete over them. Like, it wasn't like planned out in advance, like logically like a grid. There'd just be old dirt roads, and they just decided to pave over them.
we need to go downtown to the Palm so we can all have a nice steak dinner and look at our faces.
That's right.
Look at me.
definitely do that.
You guys haven't
When
seen
would
that
you
yet,
guys-
have you?
Not in person.
haven't.
I've seen the picture of it,
But
but
I mean, not in person.
no.
It's like right when you walk in, you make your reservation. You like to go to seat you. You go to the left. To the right's the bar. To the left is like little steps.
2 steps up.
look to the left on those steps, and we're right there, the Roula and Ryan Show.
When would you guys like to
threshold
get
of the
together? 'Cause
dining room.
we could make a night of it. I'd like to, I'll even like spring for transportation. I'll get us like something to drive us around in. We could go to the Palm. We could do that game show night that I wanted to get you guys
Man,
to
you and
try.
that game show. Do you have
Really
money
wants to
invested
do
in that
Rob, is
game
that so
show?
far down?
That's
No, I don't.
too
Far away.
much.
Absolutely
That's so
not.
far, like
You're going to city
opposite.
center to downtown. That's not going to work.
I mean, to Steak, and then I'm going all the way down that way. I'll never make it.
We can just plan out the night.
I'm like,
Eric's going to fall asleep on the bus.
I'll pass out.
Maybe dinner should be
Absolutely.
the culmination of the night. We could do a few things before dinner.
There's I love to go to Z on 17. It's an open air top floor.
I do that. I always see you do that.
Where's
Rooftop
that?
bar.
Where is it?
Z
Downtown?
on Z
Yeah.
on what did I say? Z on 23.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
it's downtown next
Let
to
me
the I don't know.
Well, I found a grid.
I know how to find it.
Kevin, so tell me, because HoustonTX.gov has a grid.
It's on
of the
Walker
building, the
Street.
streets, and the tunnels. So now I have to learn it. And I'm
Oh, it's at the Le Meridien Hotel.
We could go eat.
So
and
it's
go,
in there?
Go
Yeah,
there
it's
for
on top.
drinks. We go there for drinks first, then go eat like an 8, and then
Okay.
go over to your friend's place, joysticks,
Oh, I love
Are
joysticks.
so fun.
play games,
And then we'll
stuff.
swing by
Probably
my
so fun.
house
Yeah,
and
then-
tap my keg. And then we'll go.
Kickstand at Sam's.
Yeah, there we
We'll
go.
dare each other to jump in your freezing stock tank.
Kevin and I have been trying to get you guys
Oh,
to go to
gosh.
that cistern forever. Have you ever been down there, guys?
Oh, I'm not doing
Kevin
that
and
at
I
night.
have been. It's
I'm
fun.
not doing that at night.
Well, you can only do it during the
I know,
day when they have
it's a daytime
tours.
thing.
Yeah, and it's like a $5 tour. It's super
Buy you
cool.
boat ride?
When you bring people in from out of town, it's a really neat thing to do because it's kind of outside/inside,
And you can get some great Graham. A lot of good shots in
I'd
there.
say
Really.
it's a really cool looking. It's almost like art, and they do art experiences in there.
I need to get more active in the city.
Yeah, I got that book a long time ago, like 50 Secrets of Houston, and I've really used it. There's some cool things that are in
Probably
Houston.
means updated. At this
I'm
point.
sure it does because
There's
things have closed down.
Have you done
many
the
places that are
Bayou kayaking?
No, but I
that's
did.
hard.
Because
But I
I'm scared
did
to
do.
tumble over into that water when I'm going to fall.
I'm just like halfway done. I'm like, oh, I'm tired. What
You
do I do
did
then?
it?
It's
no,
exhausting.
I'm just thinking. I'm not used to doing that.
But there's actually two other Bayou tours. There's one that's on a paddle boat that's right in downtown, and then there's another one that's free, that's run by the Port of Houston, where you can go get on this pretty big boat, and it gives you a whole tour of the ports as you go out of the bayou into the Houston Ship Channel. And for me, that's super cool because I'm in the maritime.
yes,
and it's
your
free.
world. That could have been your life.
Yeah.
I wonder who is listening right now to our opening 6 o'clock break, because you 6 o'clockers are very rare and special, who just found us or just moved here and just is listening to us, and they're learning all this that we're
Like,
telling
what the
them.
hell's that?
And we've been here all these years and we're not doing it. I went to a store yesterday to get a couple things, and the lady who was helping me recognized my voice. I'm sure this happens to you guys a lot. And she was like, wait, how do I know you? And I said, when somebody tells me that, I know they probably know it's because they probably listen to the show. But I didn't want to be so obvious. And I'd be like, maybe she just...
you know me because.
And I don't know how we met before, because sometimes I meet people and I don't know, right? And I said, well, I do a radio show. And she goes, oh my God, I thought that was you, Roula and Ryan show. And I was like, yes, on KRBE. And so she tells her coworker, who maybe she looked like she was about 22, and she goes, oh my gosh, this is Roula from KRBE. And the girl goes, I don't know what that is. I just moved here. She just moved here and she doesn't know. And so that lady's like, hello, how do you not know? But the store hours, I was there like at 3 in the afternoon, and this girl, her hours, I guess, were 11 a.m.
Yeah,
she's not up in the mornings. But now I learned that she's been living here for she said 2 months.
That's
and
why we need
she's
people,
never
Roula, like
heard of us.
Our like 6 o'clockers.
Or the station.
Tell your friends. If somebody moves here new, tell them about the show.
Spread the word. Be the
I always
street
tell people,
team.
give us like 2 weeks, and we'll grow on you.
Like fungus.
Yeah.
I was sitting at a bar in BWI.
You don't waste any money.
Airport, Baltimore Airport. I'm sitting there with Booster, and there's this nice couple next to us, and we're just shooting stuff and cutting up, waiting for a flight, and drinking, carrying on, and then these two girls look at me, and they lose their ish.
Really?
And they come over like, oh my god, can we please have a picture? And these people sitting next to Booster and I are like, what the hell is
Should
this?
we be also excited that we're
Yeah.
talking to somebody?
Yes.
Who are you?
They're like, so then after the girls leave and take
M&M?
pictures and everything like that, they're like, so are you somebody? I was like, I've never met that girl in my life. I don't know what the hell that was all about. This is very confusing.
Gaslighting strangers.
And then Booster said it straight, but I thought it was so funny that if you know, you know. If not, then we are nobody.
We have the best
That's what I was saying,
listeners
we're
on
nobody
the
but
planet.
if it's our listeners, our friends.
Yeah, because I've said this before on the show. My son asked me again the other day, Mommy, are you a celebrity? And I said, honey, it depends on who you're asking.
Yeah.
There are some people who absolutely will put me in that category, and others like, I have no idea what's so exciting about you. I go, really, not a lot, but it's
I feel like
fine.
celebrities are
I'm
people
sorry, man. This is a Wendy's.
Celebrities somebody that
you never really see. Like, it's like a Matt Damon type. Like,
Yeah.
we'll never hang out with them.
you could put them anywhere on the
That's what I
planet and
feel.
somebody's
But
going
we're
to
in
know
a
who they
public
are.
platform,
That's
and
why
we
I love
have
this.
been for a long time.
You don't see our faces. Unless
Right.
you look.
Unless you're at the doctor's office and then awkwardly somebody recognizes you there while your exam has happened. And you're like,
Yeah.
oh, hi.
those intestines.
Not right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the awkward question, but
But it's very fun. So anyway, we love our 6 o'clockers, and now you know. If you meet somebody who just moved to Houston, look, we even learned something today, years old, about tours, cisterns, and grids, and turn them on to something they can have some
By
fun
the way,
with, hopefully.
where's that first text of the morning? We didn't. Where's
It
that?
says, when you guys were on break, Sam played rapid fire quiz against herself. She still
No,
lost.
you did?
Hey, you missed the person's punchline.
Punchline.
She still lost.
This person's a
Boy,
troll.
Ryan's a.
I know he
What?
walked all over. The joke's gone now.
It's fine.
While you all were
Good job,
away,
texted
I'll
them.
say it again. Let me say it again.
No.
While you were all away on your Christmas break, Sam practiced rapid fire quiz by playing against herself. She still lost. And this person is making that
They do
up.
it
Because
for the
today is the
show.
first rapid fire quiz of 2025 at 8 o'clock this morning. We have a chance for you to score tickets to see comedian Gabriel Iglesias, who's been here in our studio
Why
before.
do they call him Fluffy?
That's what he calls himself, that because he's a thicker boy.
Yep.
He's candy coated. He's fluffy.
He's just a good dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I always thought he looked like Manny from Modern Family, and then he was on the
yeah.
show. Remember?
Yes.
was like-
Gloria's relative, right?
Or so, yeah.
Speaking of
He's awesome.
repeats on television, Modern Family has been making the rounds, and there is something happening on television at night that I almost didn't want to speak it into the universe because I don't want to think this is actually happening, but I think it is. And my husband and I are not well. We are unwell over what is happening at night on television. We both talked about it last night, and I go,
Oh.
I don't want to admit this. And he goes, I know. I'm not happy about it. I go, I know, I can't. So I need to talk about this in the scoop next because maybe somebody else has noticed this. And you are also worried.
Did you hear there's also news about David Schwimmer?
Yeah.
I figured.
Okay, we'll talk about that. Here's your weather for today.
It's going to be cloudy, high of only 45 today. Right now, 34 degrees and 6:13 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taqueria Sarandas. And the other night, everybody has a routine, right? Doesn't everybody have like a routine at night? Of
course.
Before you get in bed or maybe when you're in bed. For me, before I go to sleep, and sidebar on telling me the phone's not good for your face. Before I go to sleep, I have to scroll through all of my email addresses to check anything new that I may have missed through the day that I need to address for tomorrow.
But that's too late. Oh, for tomorrow.
Yeah, for tomorrow.
Hey, I really need this. Really, what do you think about this? You send the email.
Whoops.
You don't tell until 10:30.
Right.
Like, I need it at 5.
And, I know there's all these streaming services and all these platforms and everything you subscribe to and how you watch television, how you consume TV. If you're new to the Roula and Ryan Show, the way I live my life is I have an earbud in my ear and I'm watching something on Netflix on my phone, 10 feet away from me because I'm doing other things in the house and I'm listening to something. But when I'm in my bedroom, before I go to sleep, we turn on the TV in the bedroom. And at night, Nick at Night will air Friends, a block of Friends. And you could tell me a million times. I've seen every episode. I don't know how many times, and it's fine. It's just routine and it's comfort.
comfort thing
because
for you.
it's there, and I don't have to look at it. I don't even have to hear it. I just know it's on
I've never once watched Friends on Netflix, Max.
No?
Now it's on.
because it's always been on Nick at Night,
Yeah.
TBS.
I've never seen it without commercials, even when it played the first time in the 90s.
Really?
It was on NBC,
So I really don't know what it's like to watch it
straight on Max, like to have one episode after the other.
and just keep going. Like,
Yeah, I don't do that. When Friends was
I
on
really
Netflix,
don't care to watch it, but unless it's on, then I'll,
yes, I won't seek out Friends to turn it on a streaming channel. I will watch it if it's on the television, and I don't care about commercials. So I'm not really paying
It
attention.
gives me time to scroll.
Yeah, so I do remember when Friends was on Netflix, those were stories that people freaked out when they got the deal with Max because they left Netflix because of the syndication deal. And I didn't realize how many people were watching it on Netflix. So that's why everyone freaked out. And they're like, what are you talking about? And then Max got the Friends cast, and that's how the reunion happened, blah, 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 blah. David Schwimmer was on Good Morning America yesterday, and he was talking about how people randomly yell at him the word pivot because there's a very famous episode where he's too cheap to pay for the movers from the furniture company to bring him a couch. So he got Chandler and Rachel to help him move the couch in the stairwell, and they could not get it up the stairwell. So it's a very famous scene. The other thing that people yell at David Schwimmer is, we were on a break.
Yep.
The one that I thought might also get him is "We are so gonna party."
Oh, yeah?
Because we actually have that sound
yeah.
bite. We played a lot.
We are so gonna party.
So the thing that I'm unwell about is the last couple of nights when I'm trying to settle to go to bed, Friends is not on. It's the tail end of an episode of Friends. And then the Big Bang Theory starts. And I'm like, what the hell
Eric
is
called
this?
that. He just wrote that down
What
on a piece of
the
paper
hell
before
is
he
this?
Is that it? Because I
That's
saw
exactly
this
what
thing
it is.
promoted
I'm
like
unwell.
Big Bang Theory's coming. It looks like it's going to replace Friends or something.
So they
So I
changed the time slots?
I don't know
No,
what the
I
time.
think I don't know if the syndication deal has come to an end because I Googled it this morning because I knew I was going to talk about it.
Are they doing it for just cutting maybe an hour of it off instead
Because
of
Friends used to run
Instead
till
of
1
giving
a.m.
7 episodes, you only get
like 4 or 5?
Well,
or
listen,
something.
over Christmas break, I never had to wake up early, so I was up late. And if I had that on in the background just to be like, wrapping presents or whatever I'm doing, I remember it ran till 1 and then Modern Family took over. I go, oh, Modern Family starts at 1. Interesting. Well, Big Bang Theory has started at 11 o'clock. And last night, my husband's already in bed and I'm coming around the corner and Big Bang Theory's on. And I'm like, what the heck is this?
Huh.
He goes, I know, I'm not okay with this.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm not happy about this. So I looked it up, the syndication deal. In 2020.
Is it gone like from like 7, 8? Or is it just Friends is on at 7 and 8?
I don't even know when it starts, Eric. I've never been there when it starts on Nick at Night. I always watch it by the time I'm in bed, and I'm usually
Yeah, I think they start
in
like
my
at
bedroom
9 and
after 10.
From like 9 or 10, they start Big
And it
Bang
would-
Theory maybe.
But Rolla, you should...
Big Bang starts at 11 because it was like 10:55, and it was the end of a Friends episode, and then it moved into Big Bang. So I was not okay.
You shouldn't be opposed to just like picking it up on the streaming service.
I don't want to.
We
No.
have a
I don't want to go into the
routine, too.
Max app. I just don't. I don't want to
It's
go into
really
the Max
easy.
app.
Just grab my remote and
No.
I go to Peacock. We watch Two and a Half Men every
You can
night.
tell me all day long,
Put it
Ryan
on.
Chase. Not going to happen. I'm going to fight this. I am not going to my remote and say Max app. No, I don't want Friends on the app. I want it just living there, just sitting there in the darkness. I turn on the button,
People
the
love
light
their-
comes on the television, and there
Like comfort watching.
People have their
Yes.
habits. It's like our show,
Well, still
right?
comfort.
If
Yeah.
you were fired or something, and then they'd be like, where's the Roula and Ryan show? It'd tick people off because they're used to
Because that
having-
happened once and people lost their minds
Yeah.
because we were
But
there.
think about it, though, because people listen to podcasting of us. They listen to the stream of us. And there's just different ways that you can consume us. But
Well, on
same
the-
thing with television.
On the syndication deal, all I could find is the article from 2020 when Nick and Knight got the rights to the syndication deal for Friends in a huge block. And they had also secured the rights to Young Sheldon, and they also secured the rights to Two Broke Girls, and I think they had the rights to Mom. But I have not seen an updated story of is that deal coming to an end and they're trying to rework it or what's going on, because I am not okay.
'Cause they're
with
probably
Big
losing
Bang
money.
trying to weave its way in there.
Because less and less people are
Maybe
they're
watching
cutting the
TV.
cord and they're just going to streaming and stuff.
Also, the demographics are changing, too, though. I mean, Nick at Night would play... they're trying to appeal to like a certain age, people in their 30s and 40s. And maybe Friends has been off so long that now it's more, I
Old
guess,
people
more,
show.
Yeah.
But the
It's
thing is
more
with
like,
Netflix, all those
Big
people
Bang
that-
Theory.
when they were 18 and 20, they watched Friends. That's what made Friends bring it back in Netflix.
Yeah, because when
And now
Netflix-
that's their comfort show. So when they turn 35, they're like, oh, I want to watch it again.
Yeah, so here's Nick at Night airs it from 5 to 6 a.m., 9 to 6 a.m., 7. What is this? 7 to 6. That doesn't make sense. 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., depending on the day of the week. Nick at Night also features Friends. Gosh, there's
I
so
just remember
much.
there's a show my parents watched. It was called MASH.
Oh,
And
God,
that was so awful.
I
I'm like,
hated
this
the
is-
intro. I heard it come on. I was
always
like,
sad.
oh,
I was in that
get outta
play.
So
here.
the theme song of
It
that
was
show
so
is
sad.
called Suicide is Painless. That's the name of the theme song.
Oh, whenever I heard that, I'm like,
I was like, this
MASH is a
depressing.
show. It ended like 42 years ago.
Fox played it all the time back in
It
Chicago.
was about the Korean conflict, which lasted 2.5 years, although the show ran for 11 years. So they stretched out a 2.5 year war into 11 years.
And then Cheers. I feel like Cheers came on after that.
Yes.
Cheers went
I
off
didn't
the air.
understand Cheers.
That
I
went
thought
off
it
the
was
air
stupid.
over
These reruns.
30 years ago.
But now I
got-
watch it and I think it's
I
funny.
got Cheers because my dad lived at a bar like that. So,
Oh gosh.
so I'd go there and know all the guys around the
Oh, the bar. Everyone knows your name.
Yeah.
Where everybody knows your name.
And everyone knew who I was.
Well, it says that
Chubby Eric.
the demographics that they're hitting are the money demographics that Nick at Night wants. If you look at Variety.com about the syndication deal with Nick at Night and Friends, and it's that money demographic of 18 to 49 women and 25 to 54 women, and that's what it was. It gives this whole breakdown, but it doesn't say when the syndication deal from Viacom CBS is coming to an end. And I'm wondering if, because they had Young Sheldon, but it doesn't say anything about Big Bang
I
here.
never understood like marketing and that stuff. Like people age 40 to like 70,
Have money.
they have
They're the
money.
ones that spend the
And-
money.
and especially if you're, I guess these like 60-year-olds, I guess, or 50, their families, their kids are out of college. And they have money.
And they feel
to
they got a
spend.
raise.
Yeah, they got more money now, and they can
People are
buy, and
spending,
their
the
house is
younger
probably
people
paid down.
Yeah, the younger people are spending less and less money. A nation of renters.
Debt.
Exactly.
Well,
It's
'cause
like,
you don't
why
have a
would
choice
you want
but
to
to
go
be in
for the
debt.
money
The
demo?
theory is they want to lock you in, though. They want to get you hooked on Coke
For life.
or Pepsi, or get on that brand when you're 12, 17, 20.
What's your routine?
Yeah,
Adidas.
All the
like
time.
Costco. I heard they're changing the Pepsi and putting the Coke products in.
Oh, I didn't even realize
It
that.
used to be Coke, I guess, back like
Oh,
10
for the hot dog, you mean?
Yeah,
Like
the
what you eat?
Yeah, $1.50 when you get the Pepsi and
The fountain
yeah.
drinks.
Okay, so they're changing to Coke.
It's supposed to be the Coke products, whatever they.
Okay.
So I'm hoping
Coke
they
is
get
like
Mr. Pibb at least or
Sprite
something.
and- yeah.
Sprite, give
What-
you choices.
Yeah.
What is the
Pepsi
what is the
sucks.
drink that used to be Sierra Mist and they changed the name? It's
Oh.
called Starlight or something? Or
Yeah. They've changed that.
Or Squirt has
First,
changed.
first it was called Slice, and then it changed the name to Sierra Mist, and now it's called, I think, Starlight or
Oh,
Star.
it's changed again?
Oh,
Yes.
they've changed
Yes,
it.
it
the
did.
multiple
logo's
times,
like
yeah.
yellow, has
And green
letters.
and yellow.
Starry.
Starry,
That's what it
that's
is.
it.
It's got the poor
January
man's
of
7 Up.
2023.
Yeah, it's not
Sprite.
as good.
What? I don't
It
feel
says
like it has the same flavor at all.
PepsiCo wanted to compete with. Sorry to cut you off, Sam. PepsiCo wanted to compete with Sprite and 7-Up, and Sierra Mist failed to gain market share, so they changed it to Starry.
Yeah.
All right, is Starry doing
That's the third name change.
7 Up, the only time you drink that is when you're sick.
Yep, with saltine crackers.
I've never been like,
Ginger
I'm
ale and
thirsty for a
sauteed.
7 Up. I want a
Ginger
7 Up,
ale.
guys. Have you ever
Also,
no.
is it just me, or how many in here order a ginger ale in an airplane and you would not drink it normally?
Absolutely.
Why do we do
I
this?
feel like the bubbles are comforting.
Something, yes.
Did you
Ginger
have a
ale.
stomach
do
ache?
that. I
And then
bet
when you're
Kevin
on
gets
the
like a
plane,
Bloody
it's
Mary or
ale.
something.
Oh, I hate Bloody Marys.
Do something weird.
No, you know what I get? I make myself a Tennessee coffee because you can't get Irish whiskey up on a plane, but you can get like
Oh,
you
yeah,
can get bourbon.
You get Jack
Daniels.
Daniels or
Yes.
Buffalo Trace if you're on United.
Yeah, and put that in your coffee. And then the flight attendant always looks at me like, okay, I got you.
I see what's going on
What
here.
you got going
I
on
guess
there.
we're going to just see what happens with my nighttime routine. One texter says regarding the TV shows, think of all the TV shows that are your comfort shows. They were about nothing like Seinfeld, but they have lovable characters, which is why we can continue to watch them regarding.
You don't have to think.
Regardless of the generation or how long they've been on. So I'll let y'all know what I find out if the syndication deal came to an end or something, and that's why it's changing the routine at night. But yes, if you see David Schwimmer, it's not uncommon to scream things at him. That is so odd.
He likes it. He's paid for everything.
We're gonna we're gonna pivot to go around the table because this table is round and
It is
we're all
a-
sitting around it.
I'm not into racing. I know your husband likes what
Oh, F1.
F1. But this is more
he
about
loves F1.
this is more Daytona type stuff because that starts up in I think February, end of the month. They're doing a speed dating thing. It's kind of creative.
The catch is you have to be in the car.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
What? Yeah. You do a lap. It's speed dating. You get in the car at the Daytona and you get
Daytona is what they're calling it.
Daytona is what
Oh,
they're
I got to
call
hear
it.
about this.
It looks kind of fun if you like racing and you want to find a relationship.
Daytona. See, I was just kidding about the car, but it's true story.
No, it's
You're
true.
in the car.
Yeah.
We'll give you all the details of that next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's time for the ruler round, round table round, going round the table, round, 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 round the table.
KRBE.
It's
Let
a
us
new
go.
year, and here we go. 2025. People have some, I don't want to call them resolutions because people don't like that word. Maybe some goals, some new things they want to try. And if you're single and you're thinking, okay, I'm putting myself out there, and I like fast cars, then this story is for you if you like fast cars. The Daytona 500 this year is happening Sunday, February the 16th. And if this is something you're all about, you could enter to be part of Daytona, where 8 lucky single people are going to get the chance to go on a date at the Daytona 500 while they're in a speeding car. It is a speed date while you are being driven one lap around the track by a trained driver, not during the actual race.
Oh, my God.
That is Kurt Busch.
No. It is going to be happening a couple days before. You will win your way to this event. They will give you tickets to the event as well. They will pay for the airfare and the hotel stay for the dating time. But if you want to stay past the Daytona for the race, you would have to cover your own accommodations a few days later. If this sounds like something you want to do, here's the odd thing. They want you to complete a questionnaire, provide basic information, give a brief pitch about yourself and it can't be more than 255 characters.
Yeah, okay.
You know
it's
how
like
hard that is?
Like a tweet.
Oh, it's not hard nowadays. You just put as much as you can, take it, and you put in ChatGPT and
Yeah,
say,
you're right,
hey,
you're
put
right.
it to 250.
You're
There
right.
you go.
There
It's
you
done
go.
in 10 seconds. That's
You're
what
right.
they'll
I
do.
forgot about that. The deadline is January 21st. So to put your submission in, you have to go to bush.com,
I think that could work.
busch.com/Daytona.
If you got money, because it's going to cost you money to do this.
No, I mean, they probably fly you out if they pick you.
Well, they'll fly you out. They'll get you there. But if you want to stay past the Daytona, then it's up to you to stay for the hotel and all that out of your own pocket. But they'll pay for the hotel and airfare.
If you're
for the
doing
date.
this, chances are the person that you're going to go in the car with likes racing as well.
Right. You already
And
have the same hobby.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But
You
as
got a
far as like,
great memory, and endorphins are going because you're going fast at that angle.
yeah, but you're not going to make any kind of conversation
Yeah,
during the
like,
actual
I'm
drive.
Yeah, but your heart's pumping, and you're like, hey, hi, how you doing?
Get those blue bags from Amazon and have one in your pocket.
Like
in case
there
you
was
throw
one
up.
year where I got that as a gift where you get to go out on the racetrack and you do a couple of laps. And it was a lot of fun.
But you're not driving the car. Somebody else is driving.
Even
you.
if you're not, I wasn't driving the car at first. At first, you do it as a passenger because
No, hold
the
on.
instructor's going to show you.
You're confusing my ears because we're talking about Daytona, but you actually went somewhere where you went on a date and you drove a car.
No. But what I'm saying is, I'm trying to get there. What I'm trying to say is that when you get in that car, it's very, very stressful, even when you're just a passenger in that vehicle, because it is moving.
so
And if you're
fast.
not used to those kind of speeds,
Well, it's at an angle. Like I used to work in Dallas at Texas Motor Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
I was a rock station, Classic Rock, so we'd be out there every year for IRL and all these things, and they'd let you get in. I wouldn't drive, but they would drive you, and it was scary as all heck.
No,
It's
I wouldn't
scary.
do
You're
it.
like,
That's too
bang.
scary.
Make me car sick.
You're not driving
Yeah.
straight on like a highway. You're
No.
up at an angle. It's weird.
You can do that in Galveston.
You can't wear.
Yeah, down there at the end of the seawall, you can have that angle. The road is angled up.
Oh, you don't mean like you mean yourself?
Oh
like
my
you
gosh,
yourself
Kevin.
could do it. But
No, you can do it
on the
yourself.
there are
racetrack.
places Houston, what is it, Motor Sportsway? I mean, you can actually
Something
do
out
that.
in Angleton I've been to where you can race
Yeah.
like Ferraris and stuff like that.
By the way, speaking of Galveston, maybe this is a dumb question, Amnesty. This weekend when I was there were so many. It wasn't jellyfish. It was what, Man of War?
Yes,
Portuguese
there's
man of war. And
Yeah.
also
They
the
were-
blue bottle nose.
Those blue things. They
I
look
have
like
pictures
they were
of it.
really pretty, but
The
I see
balloons.
those-
Yeah, that's the man of war. You
like,
want
what?
to stay away from them.
Well,
what made
even
them
if they're
like?
dead, they still hurt you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Really?
But they're like, I mean, there's like hundreds of them.
Yeah, maybe
Although I
it's
was like, what happened? Were they like traveling somewhere, going on
they're in
vacation?
season. Yeah. Wow, that's a good.
I saw
picture
those
one.
people swimming out
Ew.
there. I'm like, you guys are nuts. first of
Ooh,
all.
no, don't do
And
that.
isn't that an urban myth about, if you get stung, you got to pee on it?
Yeah, I didn't see anyone peeing on anybody.
I tried that when I got stung by a jellyfish, and it did not help.
Nothing.
I
No,
think
I
that-
had to go to
yeah, I
the
don't-
lifeguard, and they had to spray this like this
Bactine?
solution on me, and it burned so
that help?
bad. It did eventually. Went away and just kept drinking.
Yeah, so so those things are out there.
It
So
was so bad.
if you're in Galveston, be careful. I don't know why this is the season. If it's cold and they're like migrating somewhere,
I don't know.
they just happen to be there because they're never. I never see them any.
I
other
can't
time.
imagine anybody wanting to walk in the water right now. It's 34
Well,
degrees
this is
out.
like the weekend. It was like 70 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Friday and
I think
Saturday.
before
was
the cold
nice.
had come in.
Yeah, but when you go from like when I lived in Chicago, it was 2 degrees. I'd go down for like spring break or something, or you go to Mexico. Even though for us it'd be cold for
Yeah.
them, I'm like, I'll jump in the water. So
Yes.
it feels so nice. It could be 65 degrees. That feels like 100.
You know, I didn't know the depression that sets in on people when the winter months linger on in the cold states until I moved to Pennsylvania.
It's dark.
And I was doing radio in Pennsylvania.
Seasonal depression is
Yes.
real.
Oh,
I had
yeah.
it so bad.
My boss, I think, where was he originally from? I feel like he was a California guy, but I honestly can't tell you where he was originally from. And the radio station was doing a promotion where we flew to Turks and Caicos to do a live broadcast. And it was in January. And, I was new to radio, and I was like, okay, I guess we're going to go to Turks and Caicos. And I remember he was, usually in the radio world behind the scenes, if we're going to do like a trip like that, the Roula and Ryan show is going to go, our boss wouldn't necessarily go to that. Like maybe a promotion director might come, or
sales manager or
like a
something.
sales manager, but like our program director wouldn't come. Our program director was like, yes, I am going to Turks and Caicos. I've got to get out of here. If I see snow one more day, I'm going to lose it. So we go to Turks and Caicos, and he is hell bent on coming. And this whole stipulation was you can't bring any mates. So it was me, the promotion director, the program director, and the two guys I worked with on the show. I was the only girl. And it rained every single day. We were there 5 days.
No.
It rained every single day. And I remember...
Then Philly was all sunny. Yeah. You're like, no.
And it was so crazy because I've never seen somebody have depression over the snow and the winter until he was just like, if I don't get to Turks and Caicos,
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
going to lose it.
You need it.
And there was no sun. There was no sun. And also, the promotion director would call me in my room. He's like, hey, you feel like going downstairs and getting a drink or something? And I was like, oh, I guess so. He's like, yeah, it's kind of weird because I feel like we're at a couples resort or something and we're all here by ourselves. And I don't want to be like this weirdo at the bar. So can you just come down there and sit with me? And I said,
Well,
okay,
it is
let's
true,
go.
though. I mean, how much weather can impact your day or change the way you feel when it's a dark, dreary day versus going out and it's blue skies and sunshine? It completely changes your
I
mood.
lived in Seattle, my friends. It's like that mist.
Yes.
That rain. I remember being there for like 3 days. I was like,
Puget Sound.
I have a friend who lives in Houston who moved here, grew up in Portland, and there was an opportunity once for me possibly to move to Portland, and I had asked her about it, and I said, what do you think about Portland? I mean, that's your hometown. Of course, you're going to love it. She goes, well, I'm just going to tell you right now, I do love Portland, but I'm going to tell you that if you don't like your job there, you'll be very depressed very quickly because it's always overcast. You don't get a lot of sun like Houston.
Oh, I don't like that.
And I was like, oh, well, I don't know about that. So I didn't go.
Kevin would like that.
No. I live for the sun. I'm a lizard.
Roula and Ryan. What's going down?
Here, lizard.
The Lizard Queen.
Yes.
All right, Justin Verlander is set to sign with the Giants, ending his second stint as a Houston Astro. Verlander, who is a future Hall of Fame right-hander, is in agreement with the San Francisco Giants on a 1-year contract pending a physical.
I think he just-
Kevin, he's a point guard,
multiple
by the way.
reports.
Special K, he's a point guard.
Point guard.
Stop it.
And you know what he likes the most? He likes the color orange. Because every team he's played for has orange.
Detroit
in it.
Tigers orange, Houston Astros orange,
Mets,
Giants
orange,
orange,
Giants,
Mets
orange.
The New York
orange.
Giants.
That's his
And I'm just
contributing
kidding with you,
factor in
Kevin.
making
I
a
s-
decision
San
for a
Francisco
deal.
Giants.
And I say that's
Why not the New York
Giants?
Giants?
That's football.
Oh, anybody could do that too.
Yeah,
Bono's
he's probably-
baseball,
he's
Bono's
tall.
football. Remember
He's a big
Bono's?
dude.
He's not very
Yeah.
athletic, though.
He's a baseball player, pitcher, not a point guard.
He looks more like a bowler.
He
He's
does.
bowling.
He does. He does.
But he,
I don't know what that look means.
At
kicked
this
ass.
point, isn't Justin JV is like, man, I'm just like one blink away from retirement. I'll take the $15 million.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah, 15. I
Yeah.
guarantee.
He's gonna pitch like 4 games.
This will be his 20th season.
I guarantee he'll play like 2 more years. He'll be in like Tampa Bay for
He's
$6
just
million.
making
Then he'll
money.
go to. He'll like.
It's
oh,
just just
go
roll
to
the money.
Vegas when they
cash grab.
The
nope,
year he had the Tommy John surgery, or whatever he had, it was like a $45 million sit out.
Why not?
Ridiculous.
I mean, really
He's only 42.
unbelievable.
It's not like he's 78.
Yes, isn't that crazy?
But in
but 42
baseball,
is
he
very,
is.
I'm
very
just saying something.
old
But
for
you got a whole life
sports.
to live. You want to keep playing
And you
as
have
long
a
as you
hot
can.
wife. Just
Like when he was 10 years old, you know what I mean? When he was 10 years old, it's like, you know what your future is? You're going to make insane amounts of money, and most of the time you'll be doing nothing.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
be doing
But Eric, you
nothing.
just brought up a good
You
point.
have to work 1 day a week, every 5 days or 6 days.
Think about that, though. Life after baseball. Jimmy Carter just passed away. He was president, what is it, almost 50 years ago? And he lived almost another 50 years. He just passed away at 100. So much of his life is still yet to be lived.
Second act, they call it. The second act.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sure Verlander will be on TV or a podcast with his brother.
Yeah, he's got a
For
great
sure.
personality.
Yeah, he'll do that stuff.
making money.
Like Charles Barkley and them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, J.J. Watt now is making all that money on
Man.
CBS.
But he does not turn down commercials.
Oh, J.J.?
Him and Shaq. All I see is Shaq and JJ
Shaq
Watt.
does every commercial.
Shaq started doing those carpet commercials for the General.
The
Is
General.
that insurance?
Yeah, the insurance.
That's
My
insurance.
co-star's a cartoon.
Yeah, that's what it is. It was an insurance, the General Insurance. I'm like, wow, Shaquille O'Neal from Icy Hot to insurance to.
He makes the general look like a really good actor.
God. And that's a cartoon. Okay. Coming up next, Special K had the first prank call of the year, and I wasn't here to hear it.
No, it was real good.
And
a lot
we
of people
got-
were not
and
around.
We got some text yesterday about that prank call from the person you pranked, and I was lost. So I was like, you know what?
It was so good.
Kids are back in school. Teachers are back to the classrooms. Let's
I wanna
hear
hear it.
what happened, because then we have to connect the dots to this trench thing.
Yeah, it's a lake / pond that he has dug deeper. I got some pictures of it. It is like 12 feet deep, and they stock it with fish. So y'all want to hear me get cursed out?
Yeah.
Okay, prank call next on the Roula and Ryan Show.